All right, let's start today in a child's pose. So feel free when we start in child's pose to make use of any props that you want to. So if you want to put a blanket down first for the knees, feel free to do that, of course. Also, when we start in child's pose, that first one, you might be a little more stiff. So don't feel like you need to go all the way back. If you need to stay a little higher, maybe even on the forearms, hang the head. Right? We want to be able to find that breath. So don't force anything here as we find our way to the mat, as we settle in. But let's blink the eyes closed. Maybe you even want to start with the hands back by the feet. Totally up to you. Some grounding breaths here, blocking out the world. Nice slow, deep inhales and exhales. Let them naturally lengthen out here. Let's take two more breaths in our child's pose. And then we're going to rise up to our tabletop, stack our shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Let's draw some hip circles here first, kind of check in with those hips. We'll switch direction. And then into some cat and cow. On the inhale, lift the gaze, drop the belly button. On the exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. And we'll flow back and forth. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more breath. And as we find neutral, we're going to walk those hands forward, shifting to a modified plank. We're going to feel this plank here first, really press into the mat, feel those shoulders engage, pull that core in nice and tight, a strong plank. And then we're going to slowly, with the exhale, lower down with those elbows in along the body, taking our time. Inhale, baby cobra, lift the chest. On the exhale, we'll send it back toward that child's pose, maybe anchoring the hands as we shift the hips back toward the heels. On our inhale, we're going to lift the hips and we're going to slide the hands further out for a puppy stretch. Melt the heart down toward the mat. And then we'll walk our hands back to that plank position, shifting forward. Strong plank hold here. Feel that engagement, that work. And then with our exhale, slowly lowering down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, child's pose. One more, shifting back. On that next inhale, as we float forward, we're going to use our exhale to send it up and back, down dog. First one, so take your time kind of getting settled here. Maybe walk that dog a little bit. Bend one knee, then the other. Maybe bend both knees. And then we're going to travel to the top of the mat and into a rag doll. We'll grab opposite elbows, hang the head, maybe sway a little side to side. And then as we release, we're going to roll all the way up into that mountain, anchoring in those feet. And let's roll the shoulders here first at the top. Nice big circles, squeezing up, rolling back and down. Then we're going to switch directions, squeeze up and roll forward. Then we're going to soften those shoulders, low down the back, drop our right ear toward the right shoulder. Then we're going to take our right hand and lay it on top of the left shoulder. Maybe some gentle pressure on that left shoulder, get a nice length in the neck. And then if you want, you can bind the left arm to the lower back. And gently pressing that left forearm into the lower back, open up the shoulder, breathe into the neck. And then we'll release the arms, sink the chin down straight toward the chest. Switching sides, we'll roll our left ear toward left shoulder. Left hand will rest on top of the right shoulder, maybe a little gentle pressure. And then binding the right arm to the lower back. And then we'll sink the chin straight down toward the chest. Let it stay. Couple of deep breaths. And then we'll slowly lift that gaze. Inhaling to reach the arms overhead. And let's draw circles on the sky. Get those hips involved here as well. And the other way. And we're going to reach up tall with the inhale. Exhale, hinge, fold, step back to a plank. It can be a high plank or back to that modified plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, we'll lift the chest, baby cobra. Exhale, we'll send it up and back to our down dog or back to that child's pose if you prefer. On our inhale, we'll bend the knees, travel to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, we'll sweep it tall. Exhale, hinge, fold, step back to plank. On that exhale, we'll lower. Inhale, baby cobra or your up dog. Exhale, up and back, down dog. Inhale, traveling to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping tall. Exhale, fold. Step back to your plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, traveling to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, tall. Exhale, folding, finding plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, up and back, down dog. On the inhale, we'll travel to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll sweep it tall. Exhale as we fold. This time we're going to leave our right foot where it is. Big step back with that left foot. We're going to open up to our warrior two. Get settled in here. Strong but soft. We're going to flip that right hand. Reverse our warrior. If you want, you can bind that left arm again to the lower back. Gazing up at that right hand. We're going to come to a side angle. Right hand to the inside of that right leg. We'll reach with the left. Back to our reverse. Maybe with that bind if you like. On our inhale, we're going to windmill the hands. Frame that front foot and step it back. Down dog. On our inhale, traveling to the top. Exhaling to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, sweeping tall. Exhale, we'll fold. Right foot's going to step back. Warrior two, opening up on this side. Get settled in. First one on this side. Reversing our warrior, left arm up. Maybe we bind that right arm here to the lower back. And into side angle, engaging that top right side. Maybe the gaze follows that top hand, really lifting. Breathing. We'll come back to our reverse. Take your time. And then we'll windmill those hands, frame the front foot, down dog. And as you're ready, back to that child's pose, taking the knees nice and wide, touching the toes, sinking back into those hips. And on our inhale, flowing forward, exhale, send it up and back, down dog. On our inhale, traveling to the top, we'll fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhaling tall. Exhale, we'll fold. We're going to lead with the right foot. Warrior two, open up. Reverse warrior, option to have the bind with that right arm. Inhale, moving to our side angle. Exhaling to really settle in. Open up the chest, stacking those shoulders. We're going to take each one of those one more time. Moving on the inhale, coming back to our reverse, optional bind. Inhale, back to side angle. And inhale back to reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, we're going to straighten that left leg. Exhale, reach those left fingers forward. Then we're going to tic-tac for our triangle. And don't worry about that lower left hand here. It's really about that top right side of the body, that top right hand, reaching up. If you want a nice little challenge, bring that left hand to heart center. Feel that core should be engaged. Keep breathing. And on that inhale, we'll rise up. Exhale back into warrior two. We'll windmill the hands. Step it back, down dog, or if you want to add the bottom of your salutation, you can come to a plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, up and back, down dog. On our inhale, we'll travel to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to sweep it tall. Exhale, folding left foot. We'll step back. We'll open up, warrior two. Flipping the right hand, we'll reverse. Maybe bind the left arm. On that inhale, moving toward our side angle, lifting with that left side body. Up, 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 open up. And then we'll flow back and forth, moving on the inhales. Inhale, reverse. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, side angle. Stay. Inhale, back to reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Then we'll inhale, straighten that front right leg on this side. Exhale, reach forward. Tick-tock the arms, triangle on this side. Each side's a little different. Settle in here. And then that right hand for that challenge, bring it up to heart center. Keep breathing. Keep lifting. Come a little higher if you need to. And we'll rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Nice. We'll windmill the hands. Step it back, down dog. Or again, if you want to take the salutation, come to that plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, send it up and back. Down dog. And as you're ready, take those knees nice and wide and sink it back. Child's pose. Slow the breath here, ground back down. And take our right hand, feet it palm up, all the way under. You can bring the forehead or the right ear toward the mat. And then we'll send that right hand back overhead and switch sides. Left hand, palm up all the way under forehead or the left ear toward the mat. And then we'll send that the left hand back overhead, rise up to our tabletop, and let's take our spinal balance. We're going to extend that left leg, engage the core, add that right arm, reaching up and out. And we'll release, switching sides, right leg, engage the core, reach with that left arm. And we'll release. Keeping the hips nice and high, walk those hands away, our puppy stretch. Breathe into the shoulders as you melt the heart down toward the mat. As we rise up, we're going to keep those hands in that plank position, shift back to that really strong modified plank, pressing the mat away, pulling that core in. We're going to tuck the toes, and with the breath, we're going to lift the knees to a high plank. Then you're going to lower the knees to tap in that modified and lift back to high plank. If you need to stay in your modified plank hold, go for it. Otherwise, take these little taps, feel that work. 2 more. And then we'll lower the knees and make our way into that easy seat. And let's bring soles of the feet together. Grow up nice and tall, hinge forward. Send the chest out toward the feet and then around when you find your stretch, your breath. Rising back up, we'll keep the legs right as they are. Reach that right hand behind us, left hand toward the right knee. Nice tall twist here. Inhale, we'll come through center, maybe reach toward the sky. And exhale, we'll twist to the left. Inhale, reach up through center. Exhale, we'll release those hands, slide those legs long, readjust the sit bones. Staff pose, inhale, reach tall. Exhale, forward fold. And as we release, we'll keep the legs as they are. Reach the arms straight out in front. And we're going to slowly as we can, roll all the way down. Pull that core in. And then as you connect to the mat, get settled here, adjust the hips, walk the shoulder blades low down the back. And with the feet about hips distance apart, let's windshield wiper back and forth, side to side. Maybe goalposting the arms here already. We're going to drop the knees to the left and let them stay. Settle in. Maybe tip the gaze to the right here. Coming back into our breath, let the body soften and sink toward the mat. And then we're going to make our way up through center. Exhale, drop those knees to the right, gaze to the left. And as we come back up to center, we're going to hug the knees into the chest, really seal the back against the mat. And we'll rock gently side to side, massaging out the spine. One more nice big breath. And as you're ready, we'll release, send the legs long down the mat. We'll find Shavasana. Use any props you want to there at home. Settle the back body. Blink the eyes closed. And just feel that breath, slow and deep, as it moves in and out. A few more nice, big, deep breaths here. Maybe scan the body from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet. Checking in as we make our way back to the body, back to our space. Inviting gentle movement first, fingers, toes. We'll draw the knees in toward the chest, planting the feet, making our way to either side, to the left or to the right, where we'll pause. A few nice, big, deep breaths here to thank ourselves for coming, to breathe in the good, and to exhale out onto the mat anything we want to leave here. Returning to an easy seat as we're ready. Back to that tall spine, those settled sit bones, shoulders soft.